They found me standing over the empty war table. The leather map, our battle plans for tomorrow's raid, was gone. And because I'm the new guard, the outsider who arrived just 3 days ago, every eye turned to me with suspicion. They said I stole their secrets. They said I was a spy, selling Viking war plans to enemies. But I'm not what they think. I'm Jarl Magnus, sent by King Harald himself to inspect this war band in secret. And I just caught the real thief, the commander's closest friend. But I can't reveal my identity yet, not without the king's permission. So I'll die as a common guard, unless truth arrives in time. If you suspect why a king would send secret inspectors, share your thoughts below. Royal authority works in shadows. My name is Magnus, and 3 weeks ago, King Harald summoned me to his hall. I've heard troubling reports about Commander Erik's warband, he said. Battles lost that should have been won, supplies disappearing, discipline breaking down. I need someone to investigate without Erik knowing he's being watched. You want me to infiltrate as a common soldier? As a guard, the lowest position, watch everything, report back. The king's eyes were steel. Erik was once my finest commander, but power corrupts. I need to know if he's still worthy of leading my warriors. So I took a false name, called myself Orm the Guard, and joined Erik's warband pretending to be a wandering fighter seeking employment. For 3 days I watched, cleaned weapons, stood night watch, kept my eyes open and my mouth shut. And I saw things that disturbed me. Commander Erik ruled through fear more than respect. His punishments were harsh, his favoritism obvious. Warriors whispered complaints they'd never voice openly. The warband functioned, but barely. Discipline held together by intimidation rather than loyalty. Then tonight, everything changed. I was assigned guard duty outside Erik's command tent. Important work. Tomorrow we raid a Saxon settlement, and the battle plans were spread across his war table. Leather map showing our approach routes, target weaknesses, timing. Around midnight, I heard movement inside the tent. Quiet, careful. Someone who shouldn't be there. I entered silently, hand on my blade. A figure hunched over the war table, rolling up the leather map. Not Erik. He'd gone to the feast hall hours ago. This was someone else. Someone stealing our battle plans. Stop, I commanded. The figure spun. I recognized him, Torsten, Erik's second in command. His closest friend for 15 winters. The man everyone trusted completely. What are you doing with that map? I demanded. Torsten's face shifted from shock to calculation. Guard duty is outside, not inside. You're out of position. And you're stealing battle plans. That's treason. For a moment we stared at each other. Then Torsten moved fast, not attacking me, but grabbing the map and running toward the rear tent flap. I lunged, caught his arm, wrestled him for the leather scroll. The tent flap tore. We crashed outside. Warriors from nearby tents emerged, drawn by the noise. In the struggle, the map fell. I grabbed it first, held it high. Torsten was stealing our battle plans, I shouted. But Torsten was quicker with words. The new guard attacked me. I caught him with the map, tried to stop him, and he assaulted me. More warriors gathered. Erik himself appeared, face dark with anger. He saw me holding the map, saw Torsten on the ground looking injured, drew the obvious conclusion. The guard stole our plans, Torsten said, breathing hard. I caught him red-handed. He attacked when I tried to stop him. My word against his. The new guard nobody knew versus Erik's trusted second-in-command of 15 winters. Search him, Erik commanded. They grabbed me, searched my belongings, found nothing incriminating because there was nothing to find, but absence of evidence didn't clear me. Not when Torsten's testimony sounded so convincing. What would you believe? A new guard's word or a trusted commander's? Drop your answer below. Chain him, Erik decided. We'll hold thing assembly at dawn. If he's a spy or thief, he dies. If he's innocent... Erik's expression suggested he didn't believe innocence was possible. They chained me in the supply tent. Heavy iron. The kind reserved for Viking traitors and spies. Through the canvas walls, I heard warriors arguing about my fate. New guard for 3 days and already stealing war plans, someone said. Obviously a Saxon spy. Or selling secrets to rival jarls, another voice agreed. Execute him at dawn. Send a message. I couldn't reveal my true identity without King Harald's permission. The whole point of this inspection was secrecy. If I announced I'm actually Jarl Magnus, the king's inspector, Erik would claim I was lying to save myself. Without the king here to verify, my words meant nothing. But staying silent meant death. Around midnight, Torsten visited. Alone, smiling. Comfortable? He asked, crouching beside my chains. Why did you steal the battle map? I kept my voice low. You're Erik's closest friend, his most trusted warrior. What would you gain from betrayal? Everything. Torsten's smile widened. That map goes to the Saxons. They'll know our attack route, our timing, our weaknesses. Tomorrow's raid fails, warriors die, and Erik takes the blame for the disaster. You're sabotaging your own commander? Erik's been commander for 10 winters, but King Harald is considering changes, new leadership. If Erik suffers a catastrophic defeat, the king will replace him. And who better to take command than Erik's loyal second who tried to prevent the disaster? I understood now. Classic Norse ambition. Torsten wanted Erik's position, but he couldn't challenge directly. Erik was too strong, too established. So Torsten would destroy him through sabotage and betrayal, then step into the vacant role as the loyal friend who did his best. Would you betray your closest friend for power and position? Tell me honestly in the comments. You won't succeed, I said. Truth always surfaces. Will it? Tomorrow, Erik leads our warriors into a Saxon trap using compromised plans. Half the warband dies, Erik is disgraced, and you, the guard who supposedly stole the map, are already executed. No witnesses, no evidence, just Erik's failure and my rise. Where's the map now? You didn't have it when we fought. Torsten's smile turned cruel. Hidden. Somewhere no one will find it before I deliver it to Saxon contacts tonight. By dawn, our enemies will know everything. He stood, brushed dirt from his knees. Enjoy your last hours, guard. At sunrise, you hang as a thief and spy, and I become the hero who caught you. After he left, I tested my chains. Solid. No escape. And even if I could break free, running would confirm guilt. The entire warband would hunt me as a proven traitor. My only hope was King Harald arriving before dawn. But he wasn't expected for 3 more days. By then, I'd be dead, and the raid would be slaughtered. Unless I could convince someone, anyone, to investigate deeper, to question why Erik's most trusted friend was so eager to execute me quickly, to wonder where the map actually was. Hours passed. The camp quieted. Then I heard footsteps approaching, multiple people. The tent flap opened. Erik entered with Bjorn, one of his war council members. The guard claims Torsten stole the map. Torsten claims the guard did. But there's a third possibility we haven't considered. What possibility? I asked carefully. That neither of you stole it. That someone else took the map while you two fought over nothing. A distraction while the real thief escaped. Hope flickered. Someone was thinking clearly. That's exactly what happened. Torsten created a scene to hide his own crime. Or you're both guilty, Bjorn countered. Working together. You steal the map, Torsten catches you, chaos erupts, and in the confusion the map goes to your Saxon contacts. Damn. They were considering conspiracy theories now. Every theory led to my guilt somehow. Search Torsten's belongings, I suggested desperately. If he's innocent, you'll find nothing. If he's the traitor, maybe evidence remains. Erik's expression darkened. You want me to search my closest friend's tent based on a guard's accusation? Torsten has served me 15 winters with perfect Viking loyalty. Then prove me wrong. Search his tent. Show everyone I'm lying. A long silence. Then Erik nodded slowly. Fine, we search. But if we find nothing, guard, your execution becomes more painful than simple hanging. They searched Torsten's tent at midnight. Erik led, with Bjorn and 3 other warriors as witnesses. I stayed chained, but close enough to hear everything. Nothing here, one warrior called after checking Torsten's weapons and armor. Just normal belongings. Check under the sleeping furs, Bjorn suggested. Behind storage chests, anywhere small items could hide. Minutes passed. I heard fabric tearing, chests being moved. Then, silence. Found something. Bjorn's voice went quiet. Erik, look at this. When they emerged, Erik held a small leather pouch. His face had gone pale. He opened it in front of everyone, poured the contents into his palm. Saxon coins. 20 of them. Fresh minted. The kind enemies pay for Viking secrets and betrayal. These were hidden in Torsten's sleeping furs, Bjorn said. Buried deep. Not the kind of thing you forget about. Murmurs rippled through the gathered warriors. Why would Erik's second-in-command have Saxon silver hidden in his tent? There was only one explanation that made sense. Could be old trade, someone suggested weakly. From before he joined the warband. 20 identical coins, all new? Bjorn shook his head. This is payment, recent payment, for services rendered. Erik stared at the silver like it was poison. His closest friend for 15 winters, the man he trusted with everything. Holding Saxon coins meant for traitors and spies. Where's Torsten now? Erik asked, voice dangerous. The feast hall, drinking with others. Bring him, now! They dragged Torsten from his mead within minutes. He saw the coins in Erik's hand and his face shifted, just for a moment, from confidence to fear. Then the mask returned. Those aren't mine, he said immediately. Someone planted them, the guard probably, trying to frame me like I said he would. Except I've been chained here the whole time, I pointed out. Witnesses watching. How could I plant anything in your tent? Have you ever seen someone lie so desperately they forget basic logic? Share your story below. Torsten's eyes darted, searching for escape. Then someone else, someone working with him. This is conspiracy to destroy me. Or you took Saxon silver, Erik said coldly. Payment for Viking war plans. Payment for betraying your brothers. I would never. 15 winters of loyal service. You know me. I thought I did. Erik turned to Bjorn. Search the camp. Find that battle map. If Torsten claims innocence, he should want it found. Prove he didn't take it. The search took an hour. Warriors checked every tent, every storage area, every possible hiding spot. The leather map remained missing. But they found something else. In the stables, tucked behind hay bales, a saddlebag packed with supplies, travel rations, water skin, and a second pouch of Saxon silver, 40 more coins. Someone was planning to run, Bjorn reported. Tonight, probably, after delivering the stolen map. Torsten's face had lost all color now. The evidence mounted. Saxon payment, escape supplies, the missing battle plans, all pointing to calculated Viking betrayal. Last chance, Erik said to Torsten. Tell the truth. Where's the map? Who are your Saxon contacts? Confess now, and maybe your death is quick. Torsten's shoulders sagged. The lies couldn't hold anymore. The map's already gone. Delivered to Saxon scouts 2 hours ago. They know your attack route, your timing, everything. Tomorrow's raid walks into an ambush. Gasps from the gathered warriors. Their own second-in-command had sold them to enemies, condemned them to slaughter for silver and ambition. Why? Erik's voice broke. We were brothers, shield brothers. Why betray everyone for coins? Because you're weak, Torsten spat. King Harald knows it. That's why he sent an inspector. That's why this guard is really here, to judge whether you're still fit to command. Every eye turned to me. Silence fell like a hammer, every warrior staring at me. The new guard, who wasn't really a guard at all. Erik stepped closer, studying my face with new eyes. An inspector? King Harald sent you? I had no choice now. My cover was destroyed. Yes, I'm Jarl Magnus. The king ordered me to evaluate your warband in secret. Watch how you lead. See if discipline holds. And you said nothing while being chained? While facing execution? My orders were absolute secrecy. I couldn't reveal my identity without the king's direct permission, not even to save myself. Torsten laughed bitterly. Perfect. The king's spy caught me. But it doesn't matter. Those Saxon contacts already have your battle map. Tomorrow's raid is doomed, whether you execute me or not. Erik's face darkened. Then we cancel the raid. Choose a new target, new plans. With what time? Dawn approaches. Warriors are prepared for this specific attack. Changing everything now creates chaos and suspicion. He was right. Canceling at the last moment would raise questions, make the warband look weak and indecisive, damage Erik's reputation almost as much as a failed raid. Unless... Bjorn spoke slowly, thinking. Unless we use Torsten's betrayal against the Saxons. They expect us on the eastern approach at dawn. What if we attack from the west at midday instead? Let them wait in ambush for warriors who never come. A double cross, I said, seeing the strategy. Use the stolen intelligence as misinformation. But we'd need someone to confirm the false plans to Saxon scouts, Erik pointed out. Make them believe we're still following the compromised route. All eyes turned to Torsten. No, he said immediately. I won't help you. I'm already dead. Why would I give you victory? Because the alternative is Blood Eagle, Erik said coldly. Slow death. Hours of screaming. Or you can help us. Deliver false confirmation to your Saxon contacts and die quickly by blade. Your choice, traitor. Would you help your enemies for a merciful death? Tell me what honor means to you. Torsten's resolve cracked. If I do this, quick death, you swear it? On my honor as commander. Help us win tomorrow, and your execution is swift. Fine. Torsten's voice was hollow. I'll tell the Saxons we're still attacking eastern route at dawn. Make them commit their forces there. But after tomorrow, my debt is paid. They unchained me, but kept Torsten bound. As dawn approached, Erik pulled me aside. I failed, he said quietly. My own second-in-command was a traitor selling Viking secrets. My discipline was harsh because I sensed something wrong but couldn't identify it. I ruled through fear because trust had been poisoned from within. You couldn't have known Torsten would betray you. But King Harald suspected problems. That's why you're here, to judge if I'm still worthy. Erik met my eyes. What will you report? I considered carefully. That you face challenges, that your methods need adjustment. But when betrayal surfaced, you sought truth over convenient answers. You investigated your closest friend despite 15 winters of loyalty. That takes strength. Will the king let me keep my command? That depends on tomorrow. Win this raid despite the sabotage, and you prove adaptability. Show me you can lead through trust instead of fear, and I'll recommend you stay. Erik nodded slowly. Then tomorrow, we fight not just for victory, we fight for redemption. As planned, Torsten met his Saxon contacts before dawn, confirmed the false intelligence, told them Viking warriors would attack the eastern approach at sunrise. The Saxons committed their forces, set their trap, and we attacked from the west at midday, caught them completely unprepared. The monastery fell in 2 hours, minimal Norse casualties, maximum plunder. Victory built on turning betrayal into weapon. But as we celebrated, hoofbeats approached, a royal banner. King Harald himself, arriving 3 days early, and his face, when he saw me alive and Torsten in chains, demanded immediate explanation. King Harald dismounted, his royal guard flanking him. The entire warband gathered, freshly victorious, but uncertain why their king had arrived early. Jarl Magnus, Harald's voice carried authority. You were supposed to remain hidden for another 3 days. Why do I find you revealed and this warband in chaos? My lord, I was discovered, accused of theft and treason, nearly executed before truth emerged. I gestured toward Torsten. Commander Erik, second in command, sold our battle plans to Saxons. I caught him in the act. Harald's eyes narrowed. Explain everything. I told the full story. Torsten stealing the map, the false accusation against me, the chains and planned execution. Erik's eventual investigation, the Saxon silver, the betrayal spanning months. When I finished, Harald turned to Erik. Your own second in command was a traitor. For how long? I don't know, my lord. Months, maybe years. He hid it well. Too well. You trusted him blindly, never questioned, never verified. The king's disappointment was palpable. Torsten, what do you say? Torsten, knowing death was certain anyway, spoke freely. Erik was weak. Harsh, but weak. The warband suffered under his leadership. I took Saxon silver because your commander wasn't worth serving anymore. Harald nodded slowly. And Jarl Magnus? You chained him? Nearly executed my personal inspector on a traitor's word? Erik's face paled. I didn't know who he was. He seemed like a common guard. Torsten's testimony appeared credible. Appeared credible, Harald repeated. You took your traitor friend's word over basic investigation. You were ready to execute an innocent man at dawn. We searched for evidence. We found the Saxon silver. After Jarl Magnus insisted. After he pushed for investigation despite facing death. The king stepped closer to Erik. You failed on multiple levels, Commander. You let a traitor operate freely for months. You ruled through fear instead of earning genuine Viking loyalty. And worst, you dishonored my inspector by chaining him like a common criminal. Would you forgive a leader who nearly executed you based on lies? Share your thoughts on honor and forgiveness. I stepped forward. My lord, Erik did investigate eventually. He sought truth when pushed. The raid succeeded despite sabotage. Are you defending him? Harald asked sharply. I'm reporting facts, But I'm also reporting my treatment. I was chained, beaten, threatened with execution. My honor as your inspector was dragged through mud that I won't forgive easily." Erik's face showed understanding. He'd wronged not just a guard, but a jarl, a man of rank equal to his own. That dishonor carried consequences. "Commander Erik," Harald said formally, "you will retain your position. The warband needs stability, and you've served adequately for 10 winters. But you are stripped of 3 ranks. You command this warband still, but report directly to Jarl Magnus from now on. He is your superior. His word supersedes yours. Consider it punishment for your failures and the dishonor you caused." Erik's jaw tightened, but he bowed. "Yes, my lord." "As for Torsten," Harald turned to the traitor. "Blood Eagle, public execution. Let every warrior see what happens to those who sell Viking secrets to enemies." What followed, I'll spare the details. Torsten's screams echoed until sunset, a warning carved in flesh that betrayal costs everything. Afterward, Erik approached me privately. "I apologize for the chains, for doubting you, for the dishonor." "Apology noted. But trust is earned, not given. You'll work under my authority now. Prove you can lead properly, and maybe someday King Harald restores your full rank." "And if I can't?" "Then I recommend your replacement." I met his eyes steadily. "The king gave you a second chance. Don't waste it." Erik nodded, properly humbled. Over the following months, he changed, led through respect rather than fear, listened to his warriors, built genuine Viking loyalty instead of ruling through intimidation. And I stayed, watching, reporting to Harald, making sure Erik's redemption was real. If you crave more tales of Viking betrayal, royal inspectors, and Norse justice, subscribe now. Tell me, should Erik have been fully removed from command? In the world of Vikings, honor is earned through truth, betrayal is punished without mercy, and every tale begins with a lie and ends with blood. Skål, warriors! Until the next saga.